Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown after WrestleMania results. And due to the fact that I'm getting these uploaded late, I've had my computer in the shop. The owner of the company that was repairing my computer ordered a keyboard, but it wasn't working when it got to him. They had to reorder it. It took another 2 weeks. That's why I'm uploading my videos late. Maybe I'll catch up by the end of this month. Anyways, from April the 8th, got birthdays. Actually, April the 9th was SmackDown. April the 8th was SmackDown, but birthdays we got from April the 9th, 10th. 8th, Bianca Belair, 1989. Percy Pringle, Paul Bearer, 1954. Jesse Neal. He was born 1980. Juice Robinson, 1989. Former WWE superstar Bobby Lashley, formerly known as Kelly Kelly, went public with her relationship with country music star Cole Swindle. Cole walked the red carpet together at the 2019 ACM Awards on Sunday night. And she was also advertised for Shreveport World of Wheels, which I got some pictures with. I forgot the date there was of it on, but I got pictures of that as well. 2019 Hall of Famer Road Dogg B.G. James has stepped down as lead writer for SmackDown. According to PW Insider, James informed WWE officials that he was stepping down on Wednesday at WrestleMania 35 week came to an end. James had been the leading SmackDown with Steven Guerrero, who has been with the creative team since 2012 and a head writer position since 2014, with James going on the road with the Blue brand, while Guerrero would work out of WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. Word is that James had become increasingly frustrated with the changes made to SmackDown scripts by Vince McMahon, and he finally hit a breaking point at Tuesday's post-WrestleMania 35 edition of SmackDown for the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. No word yet on who may be replacing James in the co-lead writer role on the Blue brand, but sources stated to PW Insider that with the way WWE creative is set up these days, with the lead writer is more of a formally as opposed to a specific voice that drives the show. Everything pitched from SmackDown comes through the team to Vince and is then approved with Vince tweaking the script up until it's time to go on air. Also, no word yet if James will be transitioning into another role with WWE, but I think he is gone from WWE. Possibly, if he is, he may be headed to AEW with his tag team partner, the New Age Outlaws, Kip Sock, real name, Billy Gunn. James has been working on SmackDown creative team since 2016. He was quickly promoted to become co-lead writer with Ryan Ward. While it's not known if this is directly related, but James posted a tweet about change on Wednesday, writing, "Today I pray that I face the change that is inevitably coming. Head on and with faith and courage. The only constant is change. Hashtag hope, hashtag faith, hashtag OUDK. And that means for, oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody. James also defended SmackDown Creative on Twitter this week, as he often does, responding to criticism over the 2 6-man matches on this week's episode. James wrote, "What about either 6-man last night was BS. A lot of the time it takes for more talent on TV. I really don't see what there is to get so angry about." In other WWE creative team news, coming out of WrestleMania 35 week, WWE writer Robert Evans was fired this past week. Word is that Evans was fired at WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony after he helped produce the Bret Hart speech from the Hart Foundation's induction, and it featured a mention of Vince. Vince has strongly stressed for years that he does not want to be mentioned on praise during a Hall of Fame speech, according to PW Insider, to the point that it has become a running joke. When Vince was mentioned in Bret's speech, Evans reportedly took the blame as the writer and producer of that segment. Evans was reportedly fired backstage in the gorilla position as the ceremony was going on. Coincides with the Hall of Fame ceremony itself when Bret Hart was attacked. For those who missed it, Bret's speech included a story of the first time Vince reacted to the Hart Foundation and praised their in-ring work. The X later joked about Vince's name being mentioned during their speech that wrapped the ceremony, and these jokes may have been inspired by Vince firing Evans from earlier mention in Hart's speech. Evans was reportedly liked by those who worked with him backstage. The 35-year-old previously wrestled on the Indies as R.D. Evans and Archibald Peck before joining the WWE creative team in the fall of 2016. You can see Road Dogg's tweet on change here, as I tell you, defeating SmackDown at WWE Road Dogg. Today I pray that I face the change that is inevitably coming head on with the faith and courage. The only constant is change. Hashtag hope, hashtag faith, hashtag OUDK. At DJ Juice Wayne at WWE Road Dogg, that was a lot of tag matches. 2 6-mans. Question. Tell Vince we hate 6-man tags. They are redundant and fillers. But SmackDown has been way better than Raw the past few months. Good work, bro. And Road Dogg's reply back was, who's we? At Shane White 138, replying to Road Dogg, 6-man tag matches are most skippable matches you can throw on television. At DJ Juice Wayne, yep, because you know it's going to be BS. At Juice Wayne again, replying to at Shane White 138, yep, because you know it's going to be BS. And Road Dogg comes back, what about Twitter? Well, what about either 6-man last night was BS? A lot of time it gets more talent on TV. I really don't see what there is to get so angry about. TMZ reports recently caught up with Bobby Lashley. The subject of Brock Lesnar come up, and Lashley didn't pull any punches when discussing his desire to fight Lesnar. According to Lashley, it doesn't matter whether it happens in the WWE or in an MMA setting. It needs to happen because these fans want to see it. I'm not going to say I wouldn't win. Of course, I wouldn't say I'm going to win. So if it's UFC, if it's Bellator, if it's WWE, the fans want to see it. I think the fans would love to see us just stand in front of each other. I think the build-up of me and Brock would be huge, and they'd just be able to go out there and do it. I don't care. Well, I don't think so. Just wait for the drug test for Brock Lesnar to come back, and he won't be wrestling in MMA or UFC ever again. And you can watch the clip below from that interview from TMZ. Every year in the columns forum, we host a tournament called Dead or Alive that sees wrestlers from all around the world converge on a strange island ruled by mysterious force and fight only until one team remains. Come willingly, others not so, but are changed and scared by the experience. This is the first 2 matches of the round 2 of the tournament, and features a round written by myself, Sir Sam, and another by Jacob WrestleGod. You can read the first round, or just jump straight into that round 2. Go to that link. Also, shout out to CF legend Miz Pan, who curated this year's tournament. Things are getting changed up a bit for the Undertaker's upcoming appearances in the UK. On Saturday, the folks at Inside the Ropes released an announcement that the 3-day appearance the Dead Man was scheduled to in April and May. While the Phenom will still be making the appearance and will be signing autographs and taking pictures with the fans, a Q&A that was scheduled with the Undertaker has been canceled. In its place will be a Q&A with Hall of Famer Mick Foley instead, who will reportedly tell a bunch of stories about the Undertaker. Check out the details at this link for the Undertaker's upcoming UK appearances below. At Inside_the Ropes, important announcement, video, Rise of Taker's events, customers will receive an email. Well, we will only be replying to emails at the Inside Network at gmail.com. You can go to that link for that. Lars Sullivan made his long-awaited debut this week and had quite the impact. On Monday night, he interrupted Kurt Angle's retirement celebration and left him laying. On Tuesday night, SmackDown, Sullivan attacked the Hardy Boys after they won SmackDown titles from the Usos. And that's a spoiler for later on in the video. Many are comparing his first week in WWE to Brock Lesnar's debut all the way back in 2002. Sullivan took to Twitter today to discuss his actions. William Christensen here with another update on Lars. Lars would like to convey to the public that he finds great pleasure and humor in upsetting the WWE Universe. His only complaint is that it's too easy to do so. His quote after both Monday and Tuesday night, LOL. Best, and give you a picture of that as well. Gianny Sosa of Miami, Florida, has arrived for assaulting his principal at Southridge Senior High School. The 18-year-old allegedly tried to use Randy Orton's RKO finishing move on the principal, according to the Miami Herald. Sosa was charged with battery on a school employee and interference with an educational institution for the RKO attempt on his principal, who was identified as Humberto Merritt in an arrest report. Merritt was said to be adamant about pressing charges. Sosa had his first court appearance earlier in the morning, and you can see a video for the arraignment. I guess that's from the video in the link below. I mean, that previously. Today's court appearance, defense attorney Roy Ugart called the arrest reports hands down one of the most insane he's ever read. Sosa was arrested after the incident at school on Wednesday. One student filmed a video of the assault, and Sosa could be seen yelling RKO as he tried to grab Merritt's neck. School officials and security responded to the incident, and Sosa was said to be uncooperative. He was booked into jail and placed on a $750 bond, and he could be released at any time without having to post bail because a judge determined at Tuesday's hearings that he was eligible for pre-trial services. Sosa's family defended him on Thursday and said the RKO attempt was just a joke gone wrong. He did tell all of us that he was just going to hug the principal. He wasn't going to harm him in any way, and if he really wanted to harm the principal in any way, he would have to do the RKO move from a distance. Like you just can't walk up to somebody and grab him by the neck and drop him, Sister Camilla Sosa said. Merritt was named the Miami-Dade County Public Schools Principal of the Year in 2018. He worked with the district for 22 years. The local NBC affiliate in Miami included a video of the incident during their coverage. As seen in this link, Sosa posted Instagram video on Wednesday before the incident that apparently shows a classroom incident between he and Merritt. According to NBC, you can also see a video at the time frame, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, at that link. Also, I'll post them all together as well. I think the guy also had a wrestling with an alligator incident. That he was outside of a Walmart store. Or what have you. Sasha Banks reportedly tried to quit WWE over WrestleMania 35 weekend before WrestleMania, according to one higher-up source and the Wrestling Observer newsletter. It was noted that Banks felt blindsided when she found out at the last minute that she and Bayley were dropping the women's titles at WrestleMania 35. That fatal four-way saw the Iconics capture the title by defeating Banks and Bayley, Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka, Natalya, and Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix. Banks was reportedly under the impression that WWE would be giving them a chance to have a strong run with the titles to bring credibility to the new belts and to establish them as serious title holders. The decision was then made to go with the Iconics as champion, a team that some say will make the titles feel like gimmick comedy belts. And I agree with that myself. Because every time they mention the belts, they go pop up their chest. Iconic. Okay, regarding her WWE status, Banks has been given a few weeks to think things over before making a decision on a choice that WWE officials believe they may have been made as rash decision. Another source noted to the Observer that Banks has given time to figure out if she wants to leave the company or stay. But that source couldn't confirm the reason why. And said Banks probably would not have known about the WrestleMania 35 finish until late, and did believe that Banks and Bayley were going to be given a chance to make the titles mean something. It was also noted that it was logical for Banks and Bayley to assume that they would have a run defending the titles on WWE NXT, Raw and SmackDown, just because the storyline was started in the first place. Another source said that Banks was clearly unhappy with which she has been speculating on various points over the past few years of Banks' WWE career. Also noted, Banks' strange post-WrestleMania 35 week began when WWE had Alexa Bliss call out Banks and Bayley for Raw on Monday night. Bayley appeared for a loss to Bliss, but Banks was nowhere to be seen. Banks did post a cryptic message during Raw that mentioned a line she had used before about wanting to feel magic again. The cryptic post read like this: "There is something about the way life happens today that makes it hard to look ahead. There are things that make it difficult to laugh, difficult to live the way you want. There are things that make it almost impossible to trust where you are or to believe in where you want to be. You look around and life is happening way too fast. Sometimes it feels like the moments are gone. Everything happens all at once and right away. We're marching towards a destiny we cannot understand, towards the kingdom of convenience. Then one day you look up and you can't find the meaning. Your crisis of purpose and passion is acting up, but they tell you that's supposed to be normal. Well, I don't want normal. I want magic, because that's a place that feels like home to me. That's a place where I remember what dreams look like, where meaning is effortless and purpose is simple. That's a place where love still matters. I want the feeling of coming home again. I want to feel like myself. I want that magic." Banks had pulled out of a Tuesday appearance on the Wendy Williams show, causing issues with the staff of the show because it was a late cancellation out of nowhere. Banks announced that the cancellation on Twitter and cited personal reasons. Sasha added, "If you only knew," hashtag to the cancellation post, indicating more to the story. She wrote, "Due to personal reasons, I had to pull out of my appearance today on at Wendy Williams. Sorry to everyone who was looking forward to it. Hopefully the opportunity will be there again later. Hashtag if you only knew." Wendy noted on Wednesday's episode that Banks had a family emergency, which is why she canceled her appearance on the show. Williams wished the best to Banks and her family, indicating that they had smoothed over any issues they had with her from the late cancellation. It was also revealed that Banks' people contacted the show just after midnight the night before filming to cancel. Banks has not commented on the family emergency, but it was revealed that she is currently on a post-WrestleMania vacation due to the Dominican Republic. Vacation to the Dominican Republic with Callisto and their significant others. Social media posts indicated that they flew out the day the Banks was scheduled for the TV appearance. Due to personal reasons, I had to pull out of my appearance today at Wendy Williams. Sorry to everyone who was looking forward to it. Hopefully the opportunity will be again later. Hashtag if you only knew. And here's some pictures of that, and they're in the Dominican Republic at this link here. 2 links there for you. Former WWE superstar was arrested for multiple traffic violations last month. Pro wrestling veteran John Nord was arrested on March 23rd and placed in custody. He was arrested on 2 charges of a felony for driving while being intoxicated, operating a car under influence of a controlled substance, and a gross misdemeanor for driving after his license was canceled, which he deemed inimical to public safety. Nord, who was best known as the Berserker, was placed on a $60,000 bond for felony DWI charge. Check out more details at this link here for you. For yourself. Don't believe me? Go to the source. To promote his new documentary, Omega Man, a wrestling love story. All Elite Wrestling Executive Vice President and wrestler Kenny Omega recently took part in an in-depth sit-down interview with John Pollock of Post Wrestling at this link. Viceland's Dark Side of the Ring has been garnering significant attention from the wrestling universe ever since the release of the first trailer. Following an episode that focused on Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan took to Twitter to criticize Viceland for not checking their sources carefully enough. At Hulk Hogan just watched Vice, The Dark Side of Macho Man 5 out of 10. Really good, but relied too much on a couple of pictures someone had and believed stories that there were half truths and some were just wrong. What a shame. They didn't check on sources. HH. WWE has confirmed that Big E is currently dealing with a knee injury and is not clear to compete. WWE announcement picked up on the earlier tweet from Big E where he indicated a torn meniscus. There's no word yet on when he will, if he will need surgery or how long he will be out of action. Also speculated that he suffered the injury while taking the crossbody from Cesaro on Tuesday's SmackDown main event. We saw the New Day defeat The Bar and Drew McIntyre. WWE's announcement here. Big E suffers torn meniscus. Big E of the New Day has suffered a torn meniscus according to a tweet from Superstar posted Thursday afternoon. He is not currently medically cleared for action. Stay with all WWE's digital platforms for more details of Big E's status as they become available. At WWE Big E, making mincemeat out of my meniscus. Crossbody cooked the cartilage. Bye for a bit. More news. Sasha Banks, currently on vacation with her partner, Makazi, who's a WWE makeup artist. Calypso and his wife in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Looks like some of the other WWE talents are also on post-WrestleMania 35 vacations as well. Former ring announcer Dasha Fentes, who was released a few days ago, also indicated that she is headed to the Dominican Republic for a vacation as well. Sasha revealed on her Instagram earlier in the day that the group was relaxing at skate park in Punta Cana. We were noted earlier in the week that Sasha backed out of her appearance for a Wendy Williams show just hours before the show was taped. Citing personal reasons on Twitter announcement, the late cancellation didn't sit well with the show, but Williams noted to viewers that the next day, that Banks had a family emergency. She wished her well. Based on a social media post, it looks like Banks and her group started traveling to the Dominican Republic the same day as she was scheduled for the Wendy Williams show. And again, from Callisto's Instagram account, another link for you. Mercedes Martinez recently spoke with Danny Storm of Mirror Sport. During the interview, she revealed that while she and the WWE are still in contact, she doesn't have a contract offer on the table. She also discussed the progress that the WWE had made on the women's wrestling front, but believes that they could go as far as to have their own brand, should they choose to do so. Here are the highlights on the status for WWE. I think anyone's goal, my goal, is to be part of WWE in some way. Whether it's performing, or maybe at this point in my life and career, maybe to do something with coaching. Helping the new batch of girls get on TV, and where they're training. Whether that happens or not, I'm not sure. I mean, me and WWE are always in contact, but there is no contact right now, and I want to let everyone know that. To continue in terms of where my career can go, I'm still doing the independents. I'm still going overseas, but in the back of my head, there's always a chance of being in WWE at one shape or form. Whether it's helping the girls out now and helping them get to that next level, who knows? Comments on thinking that the WWE Women's Division can go further despite the progress already made. I think if they go in the right direction, I really do think that they can have their own brand and something just for females. You have companies, Shimmer, Eve, Shine, Femme Fatale, Bellatrix. There's just so many companies out there that have their own brand and their own streaming. There's just a market, just females. So it's not just enough to do pay-per-view. We want our own stuff. And I think if you've got your Raw, SmackDown, NXT UK, and 205 Live, what about women's stuff? Not just the Mae Young Classic, but something of our own. Mercedes Pression. I think that's going to be the next big thing. Something weekly like a 205 Live, but just females. The Mae Young Classic is a start. Evolution is a start. Main eventing Raw, that's the right direction. But I think we just need our own brand, because that's where you're going to get the variety of female wrestlers that are unknown to showcase their stuff. And by the way, there's also a couple of other companies, Glow, as well as WOW, Women of Wrestling. Main eventing Raw, NXT is a great start for females, but we want something that's our own because we're still competing with the guys. We have the one match, maybe two, but the guys get the majority of it. So how about a whole women's show? I think we'll get there. Maybe this year, maybe next year. Who knows? But I think WWE will do that one brand because there's a market for it. It's already being done. It's just a matter of if they can capitalize on that and say, yeah, women's wrestling is something real, and they get y'all just like the men do. I'll watch it. I want to be part of it. But if I'm not, I want to contribute to that. Credit to that, Mirror Sport and Fightful.com. Also, listen to the interview and this link there for you. I just give you the highlights. Because I can go on and on and on. Sometimes I can talk fast where you can't even understand it. 205 Live results. WrestleMania Cruiserweight Champion rematch. Tony Nese, the champion, versus Buddy Murphy. With Tony Nese defeating Buddy Murphy to capture the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. And Mike and Maria hijacking the 205 Live Twitter account for some funds and games at the general manager Drake Maverick's expense. It's been a few fun days for the Purple Brand. The first show of the Wrestling New Year keeps the drama going. Nese's title reign is immediately put to test in a rematch with his WrestleMania opponent, Buddy Murphy. Elsewhere on the show, Jack Gallagher will look to teach Humberto Carrillo a lesson in his ongoing mentorship in singles action. Big Joseph Nigel McGuinness and Aiden Lingers provide commentary for the evenings as well. Jack Gallagher versus Humberto Carrillo. Certainly be an interesting what comes out of this match, but better way for Gulak to teach his student the ways of the world than facing off against a graduate in Jack Gallagher. The making of Humberto Carrillo is still some way off. However, the baptism by fire could speed things along considerably. Drew Gulak joins on commentary for the match as Gallagher starts things off with a typical match catch wrestling style. Carrillo reverses a wrist lock with a flip of Gallagher on the floor, but the gentleman can Houdini himself to safety quickly. Gallagher goes for a monkey flip, but Carrillo lands deftly on his feet to the appreciation of the crowd. The teacher versus pupil dynamic is heavily leaned on upon this match. Moves are echoed, sometimes superseded. Gallagher has to change his game to a more smash mouth offense. Carrillo is faring well. All things considered, Gallagher's claustrophobic pressure is starting to wear his opponent down. However, Carrillo fights out of an ascot lock, throwing punches to fend off Gallagher. He runs the ropes and unfortunately eats a high drop kick, allowing Gallagher to a pinfall attempt. Gallagher straddles Carrillo, laying in heavily forearms. He taunts to the crowd with a gentleman's wave before dropping an elbow to Carrillo's chest. Gallagher is toying with his opponent now, taking time to flaunt his prowess. Carrillo musters some strikes eventually. Back and forth ensues. Carrillo strings together some high-flying, surprisingly for him, impacting offense, and accumulates in an impressive flip over the ropes, crushing Gallagher on the outside. Gulak is frustrated with Carrillo's tactics, berating him a while on the headset. Despite the alliance, Gulak wants Carrillo to get the job done. No more frills and crowd pandering. Carrillo dismisses Gulak, kicking an incoming Gallagher and leaps from the top rope. A drop kick to Gallagher's head keeps momentum on his side. With Gallagher prone by the ropes, Carrillo charges towards him, handstand springboards, brings Gallagher with him for an arm drag. Very impressive stuff for Carrillo there. Even Gulak can't be mad with how graceful yet successful Carrillo's moveset is. Surely Aiden English mentions this on commentary. Gulak answers with stubborn silence. Carrillo climbs the ropes to finish the job. Gulak, however, has other plans. Pushes Carrillo from the turnbuckle and falls to the mat. Referee calls for the bell as Carrillo defeats Gallagher by disqualification. Buddy Murphy warming up backstage. He concedes that the fact that Nese was able to stop the unstoppable, but tonight he'll prove that he is the greatest cruiserweight of all time when he gets the championship back. Elsewhere, Tony Nese is holding the purple belt with reference. He says WrestleMania was the greatest dream of his life. Fighting for a dream he made a reality in front of all of his friends and family. He says that Murphy will never take this title from him. He's proud to be a fighting champion. He finishes by stating he will once again stop the unstoppable. 205 Live General Manager comes out next, talking to Ode Lorcan. He wants to talk about next week. Before that, Cedric Alexander interrupts. Alexander wants a rematch against Lorcan. This is confirmed for next week. Lorcan tells Alexander to be the man. You got to beat the man. Still in work players lines. Something he will do next week. Should be a good one. Cruiserweight Championship match. Tony Nese versus Buddy Murphy. Sadly, the title match at WrestleMania had the pre-show treatment of having commercials spliced into the majority of the screen during their match. A 2-hour broadcast. This always pains me. 205 Live episodes. Usually having plenty of time. Tonight should be a more fleshed out interaction of what occurred on Sunday. Cruiserweight Championship is covering the premier athlete's abs. His beaming smile tells me this doesn't bother him. Nese is clearly proud of his accomplishment. Here's hoping the successful retention tonight will amplify that pride. After an in-ring tale of tape, the match gets underway. Despite having hometown advantage, Nese's chants are less loud than Murphy's ones. The initial collar and elbow is a long exchange, a battle of strength and wills. Perhaps Murphy has the advantage in the early exchange. He is none too pleased at losing his championship. Nese works his way out of a chin lock and powers through Murphy. He mocks him for being the supposed unstoppable. Nese's evasion of Murphy attacks and flaws, flips, nips up, ducks, you name it. Nese has it covered. Nese charges Murphy, who vaults out of the way, seemingly lands badly on his knee. The referee asks Nese to stay back, allowing him to check on Murphy. Now, cast your mind back to when Murphy feigned a knee injury in Humberto Carrillo's debut match. Well, history has repeated itself. I saw the writing on the wall. The incident happened. Nese sadly did not sigh. Silly, trusting babyface. Murphy strikes with Nese back turn and lays into him, ramming his shoulder first into the corner stanchion and then throwing him out like a sack of potatoes on the outside. Murphy rolls in, Nese for a quick, desperate cover. Unsuccessful. Murphy is in full rage mode. Launching him out of the ring, sprinting and somersaulting over the ropes. A huge meteora on Nese. Premier athlete is in danger. Nese's resolve pulls him through. However, Murphy takes it to the top rope again. Nese revives and launches Murphy onto the fan barrier from an open palm strike. Murphy is rocked by the sudden comeback. This time it's Nese's turn to take to the skies. Fosbury Flop takes out Murphy, who then receives multiple crashes into the barrier for his troubles. Onslaught continues. Nese reins Murphy's head down on the commentary table. Just when you think he'll throw Murphy back in the ring to stop the ref's chin count, Nese swivels around, locks Murphy full force into the now vacated seating area for Joseph, McGinnis, and English. Nese is now a man possessed, looking to destroy Murphy once and for all. The pair struggle with each other on the top rope. But Nese gains upper hand and then Shigeri and Frankenstein later, and Murphy is wobbling out on jelly legs, gasping for breath. Murphy grabs Nese, but Nese hauls him close for a strike. Murphy, tangled in the ropes, falls victim to a springboard moonsault onto Murphy. A 2-count falls. Nese is looking frustrated, but not looking ready to give up. A pump handle driver by Nese, but Murphy kicks out at 2. Murphy is hanging on by a thread. This is an emphatic display by Nese. Again, Nese scales the turnbuckles with Murphy underneath him, looking to rain punches down on his opponent. Murphy slips free, however, trapping and then crushing Nese's head with a super kick. He has Nese up for a powerbomb. He walks to the center and he drives him down on the mat. Champion kicks out in the nick of time. Murphy is up. He locks hands with Nese and goes for a knee. Nese catches it. However, following some hard strikes, Nese superplexes Murphy into the corner. They now find themselves on the apron after a back and forth. Murphy stalks backwards, then charges forward with a devastating knee. Nice turns inside out as he flops to the floor on the outside. Murphy is eyeing up the commentary table now. The Juggernaut looks for a powerbomb, but Nice is dead weight. He looks out for the count. Murphy has to break the 10 count to ensure that he has a chance of beating Nice. He slides back out, but is monkey tossed by Nice onto the table. Holy crap, chance break out from the crowd. This is chaos, balls to the wall action. This time Murphy is close to losing from a 10 count. He comes in as the referee is about to raise his hands for the last time. Exhausted, battered, bruised, Murphy and Nice level strikes at each other. Murphy wins this exchange, clotheslining Nice inside out. Follow-up shoulder bomb, twisted splash. No clue what this move is called. This will have to do. Murphy, having delivered his finishing Murphy's Law, goes for the cover. Nice kicks out with nanoseconds to spare. The crowd is elated. Murphy, understandably quite the opposite. He grabs Nice, hammers him with repeated knees to the face. He looks to follow up with a suplex, but Nice reverses it with a reverse runner. Murphy's head is well and truly spiked onto the mat. Nice rolls down his knee pad, heads to the adjacent corner. He hits Murphy with a running knee, but he is not finished. He walks back again and charges a leaping running Nice in the final nail in the coffin for Murphy. The referee could count to 100 if he wanted. Nice retains. Nice puts in another superb performance. Nice further cements his chances at being 2019's MVP. Outstanding match, significantly better and more hyperactive than the WrestleMania offering. I could give this plaudits all day. Sadly, however, I'm on holiday this week and have to get back to it. My time with WWE this week has been delayed. And few and far between this week of all weeks, right? Congratulations to Nice, not only securing the big purple at the show of shows, but retaining it in a superlative fashion with a super fire contender for one or two of 5 live matches of the year. Daniel Bryan might have suffered an injury during a WWE title loss to Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35 on Sunday. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Bryan was waiting to be examined this week, but word coming out of Sunday's big event is that Bryan may have been injured. Probably concussion. That's why Bryan was sent home earlier in the week and was not backstage for Tuesday's SmackDown. He was sent home on Monday following WrestleMania. Stay tuned for more updates on that. And there was speculation on Drew McIntyre suffering an injury during SmackDown 6-man main event, which saw New Day defeat McIntyre and Nabar. McIntyre disappeared under one of the commercial breaks and was seen walking away from the ring to the back by fans in the arena. He was never seen on TV again. McIntyre is not hurt, according to Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. The walkout by McIntyre went down as it was booked to go. The idea behind the angle was that because of Drew's WrestleMania 35 loss to Roman Reigns, the Bushels felt like they needed to protect Drew because they need him to be a top guy for the company. Sheamus and Cesaro were going to lose the match anyway. And WWE didn't want McIntyre anywhere near the losing side of a 6-man match. The idea was that when fans watched the finish on TV, they would forget McIntyre was even in the match. Impact Wrestling announced former Impact World Champion Eli Drake is done with the company. Impact announced that Drake's exit on its website earlier in the day. Impact Wrestling announced that today it has terminated its relationship with Shawn Ricker, known as Eli Drake. Drake's first began with a promotion back in 2015 during his time. He was a one-time Impact World Champion and one-time Impact World Tag Team Champion with Scott Steiner. In regards to his contract, Drake said in an interview with Wrestling Perspective Podcast, his was ending with Impact on May 31st. I know AEW is out there, all that stuff too. So, the fact is, there's a lot of options at this point, Drake explained. This is a time where, truth be told, I run up on May 31st at Impact. So, if that's the case, it's time to start thinking about what options I have. Things like that. As they are scheduled to do tapings, the first of May anyways. So they did it to where he can have his gone and possibly join WWE. Medusa, Alundra Blaze, to appear at NWA Crockett Cup, will present the title to new women's champion. SmackDown, post-WrestleMania 35 edition, opened up live from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Tom Phillips welcomes us to the show, joined in by Corey Graves, Byron Saxon. We go right to the ring. Out comes a New Day. New WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Big E. This is the championship celebration for Kofi, hosted by Big E and Woods. And the ring is just up for it. Tom says Kofi's family are at ringside, which he steals from Kofi's WrestleMania 35 win over Daniel Bryan. Music stops and fans begin the "You Deserve It" chant as Kofi Big E starts talking about the big win and calls Kofi an A-plus player with an extra credit. Big E says Kofi broke his foot off between the cheeks of Bryan and became our new WWE World Champion, Heavyweight Champion. New Day dances to that last part like only they can. Woods gets the crowd hyped up. Big E says they came to Raw last night to make history. Woods gets everyone to give it up for the split Big E did last night on Raw. The crowd chants for him to do another split, and he does. Kofi and Woods are impressed. They go on about Kofi's win and mention the man, Becky Lynch, winning the Raw and SmackDown's women's titles at WrestleMania. Fan chant for Becky. They mention having fun at Raw, but nothing is like being here at home on the Blue Brand. Woods and Big E go on about how tonight is to celebrate the career of a man they call their friend and brother, Kofi Kingston. Fan chant for Kofi again. Woods says he remembers watching Kofi debut and watching his career has been amazing. Woods gets a bit choked up and says it was like meeting one of his heroes when he came to WWE and met Kofi. Woods talks about how they got together and met the New Day and made the New Day happen. Kofi thanked them and says he's overwhelmed. Kofi talks about this wasn't in the cards, but here they are. He gives a special shout out to his family in the front row and asks them to stand up. Kofi goes on about how his family has supported him unconditionally. He thanks them and loves them, but the music interrupts. Out comes the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus says Kofi owes him for saving him from the Universal Champion Seth Rollins last night. Fans boo as Cesaro says they saved Kofi from losing the WWE title last night. Fan chant shut the F up to the Bar. Cesaro ends up proposing a 6-man match for tonight. Big E wonders who their partner is. Sheamus says they made a friend when they went to Raw. Music hits and out comes Drew McIntyre. The two teams face off as McIntyre music plays. McIntyre at the Bar from the ramp. And not just hype tonight's show. Still to come, Hardy's challenge the Usos for the titles. Aleister Black, Ali, and Ricochet versus Andrade, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura. We go to ring. Out comes Aleister. He will team with Ricochet and Ali to face Shinsuke, Rusev, and Andrade in 6-man action. We go to commercial. Back for the break, and Nakamura is making his way out. Ricochet and Nakamura go at it to start the match. They trade several counters and moves until Ricochet connects with a drop kick for a 2 count. Rusev tags in to unload on Ricochet while he's down. We see Lana and Zelina cheering on the heels from ringside. Nakamura tags in for double team on Ricochet. Rusev hits a suplex on Ricochet. And Andrade tags in for a running knee double team. Ricochet still kicks out too. Andrade takes Ricochet to the corner, but he tries fighting out as Rusev tags in. Rusev keeps the offense going on. Ricochet and Japan trying to rally for Ricochet. Ricochet finally leaps and nails a neck breaker. Ali tags in and beats on Rusev. Ali with more offense and boots in the corner. Black tags in and double team Rusev in the corner. Ricochet tags in for some more double teaming in the corner. Black and Ricochet with more double teaming on Rusev. Rusev ends up on the floor. Black with shots to Nakamura and Andrade. Black goes to leap out on his opponents, but he puts the brakes on and sits in the middle of the ring like usual. Ricochet and Ali sit with him at the same time for a pop. We'll go to commercial with the babyface sitting in the ring while the heels are regrouping on the outside. Back for the break. Rusev works Ali over. Rusev knocks Black and Ricochet off the apron to prevent a tag. Rusev splashes Ali in the corner and keeps control. Rusev runs into an elbow. Next, Ali with a big tornado DDT from the corner. Andrade and Black tag in at the same time, but Black gets the upper hand in the middle of the ring. Black with a knee to the face and a kip up for a pop. Black hits a moonsault and a count on Andrade as Rusev and Nakamura break it up. Ricochet flies in with a double drop kick for the top to Rusev and Nakamura. Ricochet runs the ropes and flies out to Rusev. Ricochet with a moonsault from the barrier to Rusev. Nakamura with a big knee to Ricochet on the floor. Nakamura goes to the apron, but Black knocks him off with a huge kick. Andrade rolls Black up for a 2 count. Andrade with a big elbow to Black. Ollie checks himself in as Andrade sends Black out. Ollie spikes Andrade into the mat with her Hurricanrana. Ollie goes to the top for hits the 450 on Andrade for the pin and the win. After the match, Ollie is celebrating in the ring as the music hits. Others, including Black and Ricochet, are still on the outside recovering. Randy Orton suddenly flies into the screen and lays Ali out with an RKO out of nowhere. Orton's music hits as he makes his exit. Rusev is in the ring, putting Ali out of it. Kevin Owens suddenly attacks out of nowhere, dropping Rusev with a stunner. Owens makes his exit as his music plays. Still to come, Shane will be here. Also, the New Day versus Bar for your main event. The Bar and McIntyre. Kayla Braxton is backstage with the Usos. She asks about tonight's title defense, but they interrupt with congratulations to Kofi. They mention their win at WrestleMania 35 and say something they never say. We need to win. They say tonight is about proving who's the best tag team in WWE today. No, it's about proving the best tag team in WWE history. They welcome the Hardy Boys to the Uso Penitentiary and walk off. Back to commercial. Back to the break. R-Truth is in the ring with Carmella. They talk about Kofi Kingston and Becky Lynch winning big at WrestleMania 35. Truth says not only was there the largest 7-second dance break in history at WrestleMania, but Carmella defeated the Hall of Famer Andre the Giant in the Battle Royal. Carmella corrects him and says she won the 2nd annual WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Truth says that's weird because she's saying the same thing he just did. Carmella goes on about how 1 year ago she cashed in the Money in the Bank and later lost the title, but gained a friend, Truth. She's excited about the future and what's to come. The music interrupts, and out comes WWE U.S. Champion Samoa Joe. Joe enters the ring, and Truth immediately attacks him. Joe fights off Truth. The Truth hits a scissor kick. Joe is still standing. Truth with another kick. The more offense until Joe catches him in the coquina clutch. Truth pays and gets sent out. Fans chant for Joe as he takes the mic. Joe says, what stands before us is the man who destroyed Rey Mysterio in 55 seconds at WrestleMania. Joe sends a warning and says he may take less time to beat up any other superstar in WWE. Music hit out comes Lars Sullivan to a pop. On SmackDown. Braun marches to the ring and goes right for Joe. Could that be possible superstar shakeup? Joe fights him off, but they go at it. Joe goes for a coquina clutch from the second turnbuckle and brings Braun to one knee. Joe fades Braun as fans chant. Braun rams Joe back in the corner and breaks it. Braun scoops Joe for the power slam, but he can't get him up. Braun decks Joe as he retreats from the ring, clutching the title on the ramp. Braun walks to the stage as the new women's champions, the Iconics, come out. They offer a handshake to Braun, but he just stares at him and walks it back. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce head to the ring for a title defense as we go to commercial because they're trying to speed up SmackDown to get it done in time. Back to the break, we get the same laughing, bizarre, buzzard promo we saw from Raw. None other than Bray Wyatt. Spoiler. While women's tag team champions, the Brooklyn Bells versus the Iconics. Of course, there are no names. We go to the Iconics in the ring. They brag about WrestleMania 35 win, and they will be fighting champion against any team, anywhere. They introduce a big tag team they can find in Brooklyn. A team with a record of 45 wins and 0 losses. Of course, not in pro history, WWE history. They introduce 2 enhancement talents, Carissa and Kristen, the Brooklyn Bells. Peyton starts off for her team. We see Paige backstage watching on the screen. They double team their opponents, but Peyton almost gets rolled up for a close 2 count. They go on and end up getting an easy win after more double teaming. After the match, Iconics celebrate with the first successful title defense that adds music hits. We see Paige watching again. Taylor Braxton approaches her and asks what brings her here. Paige mentions that this being the Raw after WrestleMania and just 1 week away from the Superstar Shakeup. Paige said she wanted to get a look at the new WWE Tag Team Champions. She says they looked impressive and jokes about them ending the undefeated streak of their opponents. Paige reveals that she will be bringing a tag team to face the Iconics next Tuesday night. We got the ring. Out comes Shane McMahon. Back to commercial. Back from the break. Shane is in the ring with the Best in the World trophy. We see Stills from the Falls Count Anywhere win out of nowhere over Miz. Shane says we've had a good and next week will be even better with a Superstar Shakeup. But let's reflect on WrestleMania. He talks about some of the biggest moments at WrestleMania on Sunday. Shane says those thousands of people came to WrestleMania and tuned in for one reason, to see him take out Miz. Fans boo him again. Shane says now that Miz is in his rear view mirror and Miz isn't here tonight because he's tending to his dad George. Fans boo Shane and start chanting Mr. Miz. Now, Shane says George had the audacity at WrestleMania to come into the ring and aggressively put his hands up, stepping into Shane. Shane says he couldn't believe it. He says Mr. Miz then punched him in the eye. Shane is sporting a shiner tonight, and the camera gives us a close-up. Of course not. A "You deserve it" chant breaks out from the crowd. Shane says he had no choice but to defend himself, which is why he put George down. Shane says that 68-year-old baked potato face in the sun got exactly what was coming to him. Shane says they found out he is exactly what he is, the best in the world. Shane says while they're talking about the best in the world, Greg Hamilton fans start chanting for CM Punk. Shane just says please in response and then calls Greg into the ring. Shane didn't like how Greg introduced him and asked what was going on. Greg says he came to the arena today and several WWE fans threatened him if he announced Shane as the best in the world again. Greg Hamilton says he was a little afraid. Shane says this is Brooklyn after all, but this is the best city in the world because he is the best in the world. Lives here. Shane says Greg doesn't need to worry about anyone but the person standing in front of him. Shane backs Greg into the ropes and has him announce him as the best in the world again. Shane says the first wasn't good enough. Greg goes again and fan chant for Punk again. Shane didn't like the second introduction and wants another. Shane says Greg choked again. Shane walks Greg out of the ring and has him doing it a fourth time. But he's still not satisfied. Shane walks Greg to the stage, but he's still not satisfied with the intro. Shane gives him one more chance and says if he doesn't get it right this time, the percussions won't be good. Greg gives a loud, lengthy intro this time and looks like Shane approves. Some fans boo and chant for Punk again. Shane tells Greg that was a nice job and sends him back to the ring. Shane dances around the ring a few steps and goes right to the back. That's what Tom shows what happened on Raw with Elias and The Undertaker. SmackDown Tag Team title match, Hardys versus the Usos. We go to the ring. Out first comes the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff. Back commercial. Back to the break. SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Usos are out next. Jimmy and Jay. They start off with Matt and they go at it. Jay starts off with Matt. They go at it. Matt drops Jay early on and Jeff comes in for a double team and a 2 count. Jimmy comes in after they take Jeff to the corner. Jeff turns it back around and tags in for some double teaming from the corner with Matt. Jimmy turns it around with strikes and headbutts on Matt. Matt fights him off as Jay tags in and Matt doesn't see it. There looks to be a miscommunication between the Usos. As Jimmy hits a Samoan drop, Matt still kicks out at 2. Jimmy ends up on the outside with Matt, taking control and sending him into the barrier as Jeff watches closely from the apron. Matt fights back, but Jimmy sends him into the barrier and then the apron. Jimmy brings him back into the ring and keeps control. Jay tags back in for some double teaming. The Usos keep control of Matt for more freaking tags and double teaming. The Usos with a double team backbreaker to Matt. They both stand up and stare Jeff down as we go back to commercial. Back to the ring, Jay kicks out of a pin attempt from Jay. The trade counters and Jay drops Jeff with an insecurity. Jimmy tags in and goes at it with Jay. Jimmy misses a corkscrew from the top. Jeff goes right up top and hits a whisper in the wind for a close 2 count. Matt tags back in. Matt goes to the mat and Jeff jumps off of his back for a power through motion. Matt with a side effect to Jimmy for another close 2 count. Matt keeps the show, but Jimmy blocks the twist of fate and hits a super kick. Jeff tags right in, but Jimmy kicks him out of the pin attempt. Jimmy super kicks Jeff down. Jay tags in and comes off top with a superfly splash, but Jeff kicks out just in time. Usos can't believe it. Jeff kicks out. Usos go to opposite corners for splashes, but Matt comes up to the apron. He gets kicked off. Usos leap for the splashes on Jeff, but he moves and they collide. Matt tags in and goes for a twist of fate on Jay. As the delete chant starts, Jeff tags in. Matt hits a twist of fate on Jay. Jeff goes to the top, hits the swanton on Jay for the pin, and win the title. After the match, Hardy celebrate with the titles. It's music hits. Usos exit. Matt celebrates with some of his family at ringside. Kayla Braxton comes into the ring to interview the Hardys, but the music interrupts. Out comes Lars Sullivan. Lars stares down the Hardys as he marches to the ring. They do the same. Lars enters the ring, but they attack him. Lars fights off Jeff first and sends Matt out of the ring. Lars grabs Jeff and drives him into the mat like he did to the WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle on Raw. Matt comes in and Lars also drives him down. Fans chant, "You suck" at Lars. Lars goes to the top rope and delivers a big diving headbutt to Matt. Some fans chant, "You can't wrestle" at Lars as he looks over to the Hardys and exits the ring. We go to replays and Lars' music hits. Lars hits to the stage and poses while talking trash back at the ring as the Hardys recover. Still a Cup segment, 6-man main event. Also, Becky Lynch will be here. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we'll see what just happened. We go to the ring, out comes new Raw and SmackDown champion Becky Lynch to a big pot. We see a stills from her WrestleMania 35 main event win as Becky two belts gets praise from the crowd. Becky says it's been a big week and fans chant her name. She mentions doing what exactly she was going to do to Ronda Rousey and Charlotte in the WrestleMania main event. She goes on and gets Becky two belts chant going. She says that sounded like cause for a celebration. So that's what she tried to do on Monday. She shows us a replay of a run-in with Lacey Evans on last night's Raw. Becky says that punch reminded her she had a target on her for both belts with the Superstar shakeup. She's pulling doubly duty, at least for now. Becky says to bring on every last one of her challenges. Becky goes on about being a fighting champion. Makes her exit up the ramp. Becky stops and poses for the fans. She turns right around as Lacey comes out again. Drops her with a big woman's right hand. The knockout punch. Weapons of mass destruction. It's a Big Show's punch. Lacey stops and poses on the stage as the music hits. Becky recovers and stumbles around while watching Evans hit to the back. Go to replays. Still to come, New Day versus Bar and Drew McIntyre. Back to commercial. New Day versus Bar and Drew McIntyre. Back to the ring. Out comes Sami Zayn to the stage with a mic. Fans sing his theme after it stops. He's not feeling it. Sami goes to speak, but he stops and says the people out here just aren't worth it. Sami hits to the back, and the match begins in the ring as the bell rings. Possible spoiler alert for your SmackDown Superstar breakup. New Day's WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Big E are facing off with Sheamus, Cesaro, and Drew McIntyre as they're heading to the ring, and Sami's exiting. Sheamus and Woods go at the start. Big E and Kofi also come in to get offense on Sheamus in the corner. Kofi with a 2 count, more back and forth between the two teams. McIntyre ends up launching Woods onto the top of the in-and-out table with an Alabama slam. Woods lands hard and screams out in pain. Drew drops down in Woods' face and talks trash to him. We go to commercial. Back from the break, Big E unloads on Cesaro with big throws and a splash on the mat. Big E runs to a big knee from Cesaro. Cesaro goes up top, hits a crossbody to Big E, and almost gets a pin. Cesaro avoids the big ending. Sheamus tags in and delivers a big knee. They hit double team white noise, and Sheamus covers for a 2 count. Woods and Big E send Cesaro out to the floor. Sheamus with Irish curse backbreaker on Woods. Big E blocks a bro kick and hits a big clothesline. Kobe goes to the top, leaps down on nails Sheamus in the middle of the ring. Kobe rallies.